Anand from Kratz Infotech NG. Welcome to this tutorial on Jenkins integration with Jira. There are two different scenarios wherein Jenkins, which is more of a continuous integration, build and deploy automation server, would need to be integrated with an issue tracker called Jira. As and when there is an update in any particular Jira defect or issue, based upon either the status change of this issue or based upon the existence of some particular string, one would expect a Jenkins build to get triggered. Now this is possible using a plugin called Jira Trigger plugin. The other scenario is as and when a job on Jenkins successfully or otherwise completes, the status of this particular job would need to be updated in some particular defect or issue in Jira. This is also possible using a plugin called Jira plugin. So in this short demo, I plan to demonstrate both these scenarios. For my demo, I will be using a Jenkins which is running locally on a Windows box, and on the same box I will have Jira software installed. This is also on-prem kind of an installation, and this would be using the trial Jira version. I've got a Windows VM on which I have both the software installed. Apologize in case the UI is not very clear. This is because I'm inside a VM and the UI is not scaling as well as I had hoped it would scale. So on this box, I have the default Jira installed. This is running on localhost 8080. On the same box, I also have Jenkins installed. The Jenkins version is 2.249.3. So first and foremost, let me showcase a trigger plugin. So there's a plugin Jenkins Jira trigger. Now this is the plugin that I plan to use, which will enable a build to be triggered using a webhook mechanism. There's a pretty bit of information available on this page, and also there is some information about this plugin, albeit some of them being a little incorrect, specifically this URL. There's no Jenkins that is supposed to be here. Okay, but anyway, I've got that covered and I'll try to cover that in the video. So this is the plugin that I plan to use. So first, let me go ahead. I believe I already have that installed, but otherwise go to Manage Jenkins and let me check if I already have that installed. It's called the Jira Trigger. If I search on the Jira Trigger, yeah, this is the Jira Trigger plugin that I would need. So I've gone ahead and installed this plugin. All right, so now the Trigger plugin is installed. So let me go to Manage Jenkins and probably go to Configure System. All right, if I scroll down a little bit, there is this Jira Trigger configuration. Right, and here I'll have to specify the URL of my Jira base URL, the username of who's going to be logged in or authentication, and the password. Okay, and there's also a small tick to say that whether you want to reply to Jira for build updates. Any information that you would want, you can always click on this information. I'll tell you what does this mean. Okay, so this means that it will reply to Jira as and when a build is kind of scheduled. So let me go ahead and click this. This is kind of good for me. All right, so this is all the configuration that I'm supposed to do on my particular Jenkins instance. Now this is the URL of my Jenkins server. Somewhere um, in my Jira, I'll have to go ahead and add something called as a webhook. So let me go to my settings. I need to have the admin rights on my Jira instance to do this, and go to System. Okay, it's going to prompt me for my password. So if I scroll down somewhere onto the left side, you will find something called as a webhook. In case you watched my previous videos, this is the same mechanism that even using GitHub or any of the Git servers, this is exactly the way one can trigger a build to Jenkins. So let me go and create a webhook. I can give any name that I want. I'll say Jenkins webhook. That's good. I would like to enable this. Okay, this is enabled. Okay, what is the URL? And this URL is a very, very important thing. So if I look at the Jira trigger plugin, it tells me what should be my URL. The URL should be Jenkins URL followed by Jira trigger webhook receiver. Okay, now this Jenkins, the additional one is not supposed to be here. This one is not supposed to be there. So it doesn't matter. Now that I know that I shouldn't include that, let me first copy it. Okay, my Jenkins is running on port 9090 only because my Jira is running on port 8080. Okay, I don't need this Jenkins. All right, this is the exact URL. If the URL has got anything missing in it, the webhook trigger won't be successful. So localhost 9090, localhost 9090. If you got some other IP address, it should be a publicly reachable IP address, or it should be within your data centers where your Jira and Jenkins can talk to each other using either the IP or using a DNS names. So that is the trigger. And what is that I would be interested in? When exactly do I want these triggers to kick off? So probably when an issue is created and updated, deleted, work log changed, maybe when a comment is created, comment is updated, or a comment is deleted. Let me just go and click these. For those of you who know Jira very well, you can pick and choose the exact scenario which would interest you or which you would be interested for receiving a webhook. There are a lot of things regarding project and user. I don't want to choose any one of them. This is good for me. I would go ahead and create. Okay, the webhook has been successfully created, and let me just double check if it is active, enabled. Okay, this is enabled. All right, so let me cancel this. Okay, so the webhook is all created. Now I need to go ahead and set up a job in Jenkins which will listen to this webhook. So I navigate to my Jenkins instance. I don't want to configure anything else here. Let me put up a new job. Give YouTube Jira trigger job. I'll just give a name for my particular job. Let me make it a freestyle job. That's pretty good enough. Okay, what should be the build trigger? What should be the build trigger? So when a comment is added in Jira, okay, or when a particular issue is updated in Jira. If you guys know JQL, which is nothing but the Jira query language, which is again nothing but a very fancy name for putting up some regular expressions which will allow you to grab the right kind of ticket or issue based upon either the status or the project name and stuff like that. Okay, so something like this. If your project is so and so and status is equal to so and so and stuff like that. Okay, so I can pick and choose what event I want to trigger a build for. So let me pick two use cases when a comment is added in Jira. Okay, and what could be the JQL filter? Okay, so I want a project. I want a very, very specific project name. Okay, I will just, again, this is just because I want to demo this. What the project name should probably, because it has got a space in it, it has to be in a double quote. Project, what is the project that I have in my Jira? Where is my project? This is my project name. Oops, come on, give me a way to copy this. Okay. test underscore Jenkins. I believe these are case sensitive, so let me copy exactly as it is. Okay, so I'm going to copy this particular regular expression. That means in this particular project, whenever there is any comment that is added, if I want something more, what is the comment pattern? Okay, I'll say please build. If there is a comment that has got this particular use case, okay, then go ahead and trigger this particular job. Okay, so let me try this if this works. In the build, I'm not going to do anything much. I will just say this is a Windows box. I will say echo build triggered by Jira comment update, something like this. That's all I want. Right, now let me see if this integration kind of works. So what I would do, any particular, there are two different, one is an issue and one is a bug, or I don't know, whatever category that they are. I will go ahead and update in this particular ticket. I'm going to add a comment, and the comment would be please build. I mean, there may be something else inside this comment as well, but for now let me just add a comment like this. Now if everything goes well, this guy should trigger a hook, and the job should run, and the job got kicked off. Right, if I see this, yep, got triggered off and got executed. Let me go ahead and make a small modification wherein I will add a different kind of a regular expression. So this was when a comment was added to my Jira. So let me go ahead and modify this. So let me copy this, let me undo this, and I would say build when issue is updated in Jira. Which particular project? Of course, this particular project. And I'll possibly add another field that says, as and when there is a status update, whenever there's a status update to the Jira ticket, go ahead and trigger. If I know what status I have to verify, validate, I can go on and build this whole regular expression based upon my use case. But I just want to demo one simple stuff where this project, if at all there's any status, the status of the ticket or an issue gets updated from possibly pending to in progress, or in progress to closed, or closed to open, go ahead and build this particular job. Let me see if I can trigger off that particular stuff. It's in backlog. Let me choose some. Yeah, so this status changed to do status. So hopefully this should trigger a new job. There you go. It triggered a new job. There was a second job which I had earlier deleted. That is why you see the number 3. But this triggered a new job as well. Pretty simple for configuring webhooks based upon Jira query language. Now let me take a look at the second use case where I would want Jenkins after the job is done. There's no trigger for it in this case. For this use case, Jenkins is the trigger. So after it builds and deploys or runs something, if at all, it has to update Jira. So I need another plugin. I already have that installed. That is why I'm going to click on install. If you were to try this out, you have to go to the available section here. Okay, there is also this plugin which I've not tried, or I didn't have success with. So I tried with this plugin called Jira plugin. The earlier one was the Jira trigger plugin, and this is just the simple Jira plugin. If you look at the information on this plugin, it tells you what all is required, how to call this, all the configurations and everything. It tells you. Okay, let's follow the same step. So I already have this installed. So go to manage Jenkins and go to configure system. So I'll have to tell Jenkins where is my Jira, and if required, give some credentials for the Jira. Okay, so I would find this Jira local sites. Okay, so this is the default option that you would see. So localhost 880, that is what it is. In case there's an IP address change or DNS change, go ahead and modify this. What is, again, you'll find an issue pattern where what is that you would want to update. You want to update for everyone, or if there's any specific pattern that you want to update. Okay, so I'll keep this pretty simple now. One other thing that I want to click on is this guy, update relevant Jira issues for all build results. So whatever is the build result, I would like to go and update the Jira ticket. What is the credential? So I'll have to go ahead and add my credential. I already have it added. In case you want to do it, you go ahead and create a username, create a password, possibly give a description. This username and password should be your authorization to your Jira instance. So I already have it, so I'm going to choose that. Rest all can remain same. Let's just validate if everything works well. If there's any issue with our authentication that we provided or the Jira URL that we have provided, this wouldn't work. So this sounds good, so I'm okay. So let me go ahead and now put up a simple job. I will say YouTube. Okay. Update Jira job. So freestyle job. Here I will have to do a kind of a post build action. So as a part of my build, I don't want to do anything much. I will just put up patch command, echo build successful, and then as a part of my post build, I would want to go ahead and update relevant issues. Okay, so the default selector, if at all I don't want the default selector, I can specify which JQL selector that I want. Here I can specify the same thing. If you remember, let me try to get back my project name. YouTube Jira trigger job. This is where I had that. Okay, project equal to this one. This is my filter or my JQL thing. So where is my YouTube? I don't want this job, this one. So if I want to go ahead and update all the tickets for all the projects, that's what it would do, but definitely that may not be such a good thing. So I can go ahead and give a very clear cut JQL which pretty much points to probably a ticket or an open ticket of my choice. But for now, let me go ahead and update all the tickets that is there in this particular project. I don't want to give any other regular expression. Okay, so in this project test Jenkins, how much of a ticket is there, go ahead and update it with the build information. So let me go ahead and save this, and let me try to build this. Okay, that was fast. Okay, so there you go. It just printed something as a part of my build step. What is more interesting is that it went ahead and found two tickets, because the JQL that I gave was able to pick up two tickets. It went ahead and updated these two tickets. So if I go here and refresh this, I would probably see a build status. Okay, success. This is what was added, and also if you see here, there was a build schedule information as well. Okay, so this has been added for both these two, TES1 and TES2, because the job was successful. So I have an update. I can fine tune this based upon my requirement. Integrating Jenkins with Jira was as simple as that. Of course, there are a lot of other ways or other parameters to consider whenever you're updating Jira with Jenkins, and when both of them are on different servers with some OAuth that is being set up, or they don't recognize each other, or they are on HTTPS, or when Jira is on cloud. There are a lot of other configurations and stuff that you got to keep in mind. But the way in which you're going to set up these, either the webhook mechanism where Jenkins jobs can be triggered, or when Jenkins is supposed to go ahead and trigger a job, is all going to be the same. I hope you guys found this tutorial informative. As usual, I leave some of those instructions that I followed in the comment section, and in case you hit upon any issues while trying this out, kindly leave a message and I'll try to get to it as soon as I can. Thanks for your time. You guys have a great day.